Hari Om. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Everyone wants success, but no one wants to work for it. To achieve real success, a definite goal, the means of achieving it, and the method of application is necessary. But here again, if the goal itself is ignoble, then both the success and the joy received are short lived. In this book, Swami Tejomayananda, in his simple style, helps us expand our concept of success from a limited one to true all round success. Born to Succeed, a booklet authored by Param Guruji, Swami Tejomayananda ji. Introduction. Success is one thing that everyone wants in his or her life. It is said that nothing succeeds like success. It has also been said that success has many parents, but failure remains an orphan. You must have heard these expressions. They are not new. Why is it that I want success in any field of work, undertaken individually or collectively? The reason is very simple. Success enhances my confidence, and confidence inspires and encourages me to take up or try to achieve still higher and greater goals. Generally, we find that people who fail very rarely rise again, because whenever they are asked to do anything new, they remember their failures and believe that they cannot achieve anything. They keep alive the memory of those failures. But there are other people who are great. Even if they fail, they rise again. Having known how to fail, they know how to they now know how to succeed. The experience of failure becomes a stepping stone for them and a learning experience. But generally, we find that failure discourages and disheartens people. There are many students, even brilliant ones, who are afraid of facing examinations, and even before the examination, they give up. In some cases, students, after appearing for examinations, fearing that they may fail, have given up their lives only to have passed successfully when the results were declared. Suppose collective work is successfully undertaken, then we have a feeling of having contributed. For example, if the Indian cricket team wins, which they sometimes do, then the bowler who takes maximum wickets on the batsman with a century feels that he has contributed to his team winning the match. On the other hand, if a good batsman were to get out on zero, he would feel responsible for his team's loss. What is success? Success is that which gives me happiness and enhances my confidence. Secondly, it encourages me to set higher and higher goals. Thirdly, it gives me a sense of achievement. And the fourth benefit is that It gives a sense of being a contributor. A person who does not have all these is generally discontented. Other people also consider him a failure. They feel he has not done much. The person who has not achieved or contributed anything is not a happy person and lacks self confidence. This is why success is sought after by each and everyone. Steps. First of all, we must recognize the fact that we enjoy success. Then we must know why we do so. Next, one wonders why even thought all why even though all of us want success, we find that we do not always succeed. We sometimes win and sometimes lose. We sometimes achieve brilliant success and sometimes nothing. Now, if we honestly examine some of our successes, then we see that they were not worthwhile. Even in some of our ordinary goals, we do not always succeed. We fail more miserably than we expected. Why is this? Even though we want success, we often do not get it. What is the reason for this? Goals. This is a very important question. There are many questions related to this topic, but the main one here is why do we fail and how to succeed? In order to gain success, there has to be a goal. This is so because when a person says I have to succeed, logically the question arises, succeed in what? You cannot simply say I want to succeed. You must know the field in which you want to succeed. In a carpentry class, a boy was asked that he was making what he was making. The boy replied that he was making a portable. He was naturally asked, portable what? He replied that he had not thought about it. He had only made the handle. So I must know what it is that I want to succeed in. Succeed in. What is my goal? What do I want to achieve? The goal may be a temporary one, a short term, a long term goal, or the ultimate goal of my life. For example, if you are a student, your primary goal is to be a successful student. A businessman would want to be a successful businessman. A team playing a match would want to win the match. So in each case there is a goal. Clarity of goals. Now the question is the goal clear to us? The second thing to be ascertained is whether the goal is inspiring or not. That is also very important. Often we seek something, we choose a path and start walking along it, but we get distracted very fast. The reason is that we were not very sure of the goal, or it was not inspiring enough to carry us to the end. As soon as the journey becomes tough, the path was abandoned. In life we find that when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Why is it that one person keeps going while others drop out. The reason is that his goal is so inspiring that come what may, the person does not stop. This is the spirit we should have. So, to ensure success, one must have a goal, and the goal must be an inspiring one. Elimination of contradictory thoughts. The second reason for failure lies in our strange mind, which entertains a thought and immediately produces a contradictory thought. We are not able to achieve much because of this mutual cancellation. I will give you a simple example. I decide to get up early in the morning. Immediately, the second thought comes up, wanting to know why I should get up that early. The following thoughts say, I must get up so that I can exercise, I can go for a walk, I can meditate, I can study, etc. One day I am not able to get up on time and I feel bad. On the second day also I am unable to get up and so feel worse. On the third day, the thoughts undergo a sea change. The mind feels there are so many people in this world who do not get up early and they lose nothing. Now see what happens. I entertain a thought, I make a goal and I myself contradict it. There are so many students who do not know exactly what they want to become. They say their careers depend on whether they get admission. Their goals are not clear. We conduct a 2.5 year Vedanta course. I asked one of the applicants why he had applied for the course. He said that it was a hobby for him to apply to many advertisements, whether he wanted those particular courses or not. So I asked him what would happen if he were not selected. He said that it did not matter. He would apply for something else. Now, goals is not likely to achieve much. Elimination of opposing goals. Another reason for not being able to achieve success is that sometimes we entertain opposing goals. This is yet another problem in this world. Everything is available, but you have to pay a price for it. For achieving success, hard work and total and undivided attention are demanded. There was a man who wanted to reach Mount Everest, but he wanted to remain ever at rest. Nothing can be achieved when one's goals are contradictory. Suppose I want to eat my meal and watch the TV at the same time. It is possible, but if I want to sleep and simultaneously watch this TV, it is not possible because the two goals are contradictory. That is why many people fall asleep while watching the TV. Why do we not support? The reason is that we are not very clear as to what we want. We have no clear or long term goal, or we have several goals and sometimes even contradictory. opposing goals, or we want to achieve some great goal but are not ready to pay the price for it. In the world, we find that people want to work less and less and yet want more and more. If they can get results without working for them, then they are the happiest. Nobody wants work, but everyone wants success. You must have read success comes before work only if you have to pay the price for success. We are not ready to pay the price for success. Therefore, we do not succeed. What should we do? So now we know that to achieve real success, which is meaningful and purposeful, I must clearly set my goal, the means of achieving it, and the method of applying myself in that direction until I reach the goal. Finally, the goal must keep me inspired all the time. Then alone will I reach it. All of us as students made timetables. Even now, I am a student because I cannot say I know everything. A boy wanting to pass his examinations made a timetable. He was supposed to wake up at 6 a.m., wash and study mathematics from 6:30 to 7:30 a.m., then 30 minutes break, English from 8 to 9, and so on. At 6 o'clock, the alarm went off, and he decided to sleep on for a few more minutes. At 6:15, he forced himself to get up, washed, and went to his desk. He could not find his mathematics book. Then he remembered he had left it at his friend's house. So he went back to sleep. Since the time was reserved for mathematics and the book was not there, he decided to sleep till 7:30, after which it was time for him to relax. There was no effort. Without application, there can be no success. For success, we must have a goal, the right means, and finally put forth efforts. Idea of success. One more important point. What is our idea of success? It is generally very narrow and limited. Achieving the object of my desire is called success. What is the object that I want to achieve? Is it noble or ignoble? Even if it is good, how would I achieve it? What kind of method would I adopt? For example, a person is a successful pickpocket. Can this be called success? When the goal itself is ignoble, the person is agitated and scared. We never applaud a successful murderer or a successful pickpocket. Take another example. I want to pass the examination. This is very good goal, but how do I want to pass it? By using a mobile phone. I read somewhere that in classes 10th and 12th, the use of calculators and mobile phones has been banned. Over mobile phones, students find out answers, which in olden times was called plain and simple copying. If I pass by copying or by employing some unfair means, then even though I pass, can it be really considered as success? Here, though the goal is noble, the means adopted are illegal or immoral. A person attaining success by unfair means will not feel the joy of his success. He is fearful because he knows how he has achieved it. The idea of success should not be so narrow. It is not enough to get what you desire. True success is that in which lies the good and happiness of other beings as well as my own happiness. It is important to know that my happiness does not come at the cost of others' happiness. It is not enough for me. As an individual to pass the examination, to do well in business, or be successful in some particular field, what I need to know is whether my life is a happy one. Have I worked for a noble cause? Greater success. We are born here in this world to succeed. We are not born to fail. So why is it that we fail? We fail because neither is our idea of success very clear, nor do we have an inspiring goal. Also, we do not apply ourselves totally to the goal. My success as a student or an educationist is not measured merely by the number of degrees or certificates I collect. Has the education I received or imparted brought about a change in my life or the lives of the people receiving it? Nowadays we hear a lot about information technology. Vedanta can be called the transformation technology. In Vedanta, what is achieved is the transformation of the individual. Through various means, we are trying to change the outer environment, but success is not complete unless the person has also changed and changed for the better. So you can see how very fast and deep is Vedanta's idea for success. Conclusion. If we have the vision of success, an idea of the true goal, and work for it, we will succeed. There is one last point with which I would like to conclude. In the world, you hear of so many nations, developed and successful nations, underdeveloped and developing nations. What is the reason for the division? Really speaking, every nation has got the potential to success and advance. Then why is it that only some nations are developed and others are underdeveloped, developing or never can be developed? The reason is that there is no such thing as a developed or underdeveloped nation. The problem lies in the underutilization of resources. We have resources, but we have not utilized them efficiently. In order to achieve success or to reach the goal, We have to mobilize all our resources, physical, emotional, intellectual, and other outside resources too. Different resources are required, and success is sure to the sincere. Success is sure to the one who knows the secret of success. As we go along, success must inspire us to achieve higher and higher goals. This talk was delivered by Poojya Guruji Swami Tejomayananda to the students of the Institute of Technology and Management, Gurgaon, India, on the 9th of March.